Reply. Hi, Layla. Hi, Layla. Yeah, sure. What kind of... Okay, I'm going to start with you, Layla, my lovely, and I'm just going to see what's going on with you. So I'm just going to use my cards just to sort of like connect in and see what's going on. Okay, I feel as though you're a little bit stagnant and you need to start moving forwards, if that makes any kind of sense. There's a few decisions around you. I feel as though you're very dedicated to your own cause and you're quite a truthful, loving person within yourself. But there's a little bit of sadness and isolation around yourself and being indicated here. So maybe there's some decisions that you have to be a little bit more raw with and stop compromising for everybody else. Hi, Tylee. Hi, Paul. Hello, everybody. Moving plans. I've just sort of like felt that. So I'm just going to draw out a card randomly and go with it from there. I feel as though something else needs to be sorted out before you can start moving forward, if that makes sense to you. I feel as though you're holding yourself back stagnantly. There's a little bit of connection maybe around love. So that could be family, friends holding you back, but you've got to go for what you believe in. Okay, right, I'm just going to flick through everything. I'm really a little bit slow on this. Okay, D, I feel as though I'll help you in a minute, my lovely, if that makes any sense to you. Angela, why do I feel as though there's a little bit confusion around you, my lovely? Does that make any sense if you can sort of like say yes in some way? I'm going to use a different set of cards here. So my Psychic Tarot, which are some of the strongest ones. Angela, just uncross your arms and legs and you, my lovely. Just I've got a bit of a connection with her energy. If not, it just blocks you off from being read. Right. I've got new beginnings for you, Angela. I feel as though everything has brought you down and it's time that things change for you. Right, Cassie, I feel as though you're a little bit confused, my lovely. I feel as though you want love, but you not really want it. Does that make sense to you? So I feel as though it's time that you banged on. Angela, thank you very much, my lovely. Big love to you. I feel as though uncross your legs a little bit and get your drive back up. Everyone else is banging you down. Get your energy back up, my lovely. Okay, right. Hi, Mandy. I'm drawn to your energy. Are you quite a spiritual person or you're on a little bit of a quest? Let your energy be free. I feel as though sometimes you restrict yourself off. I'm really trying to look at these messages as we're coming up. So Tara, I'm drawn to you, my lovely. Okay, here's a card for you. It's about being in the shadows slightly. I feel as though you hold yourself back and it's time to start blooming. So if it's about getting your social media together, stop comparing yourself against other people. That's far too much. Oh, bless you, Cassie. You know what? If we don't learn how to be hurt, how can we learn how to be strong? Does that make sense to you? And we're always going to have circumstances within relationships that test us. This is the bit where you've got to be yourself. You know, you can improvise out there for other people, but if you're always in that zone where you're going to get hurt, you're going to attract other people towards you again that are going to just hurt you. End of story, full stop. Have I spoken to Rachel? Melina, what do you mean what's next for me? I feel as though you plan your life quite well yourself, but every now and then you come off the path. Does that make sense to you? Yeah? Oh my gosh. Okay, D, my lovely. I feel as though I'm drawn to you with a little bit of sadness, my lovely. And I feel as though there is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, but it's seeking that help that you need. I don't know if you've got a bereavement around you or if you're mourning or feeling a little bit of guilt. We all have to carry something, but it's learning how to live with it. Magdalena, hi my lovely. Okay, it's all about your base, your grounding, where you are in life, where you're going to. You've put your right seeds out. It's started to sort of like grow it. Magnetize yourself a little bit, my lovely. I feel as though you don't believe in yourself. So the most important thing is about loving yourself. Okay, Natasha, I picked up on your energy and I hope through mediumship, sooner or later, I'm giving a little bit of a message, but I'm going to see how I go first because you sort of like disappeared, so to speak. I don't know, but okay, I'll see where I go to with Natasha in a second. Okay. Okay, who do we start with without being biased? Am I making any kind of sense to anybody so far? Thank you very much for the comments. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I've kind of made my screen a bit bigger so I can see what's sort of like going on. All right, now for everybody, let's just start taking a bit of a deep breath. Uncross your legs and arms. If not, I can't connect in with your energy. I will just read all over the place. Right, I feel for some of you, you're feeling a little bit trapped and you're looking for guidance, but you're either not taking on board what you need or you're going to another way with it, and it's time to start changing things for yourself. Would that make any sense to you? Anybody here so far? Miss me card, please. Therese. Okay, let's have a look here for you, my lovely. Okay, I feel as though you're safe. It's important to know that you're being guided by spirit around you, and time to start like picking up, get a little bit happy. A lot of us forget to self-love ourselves. We look for help and happiness for everything else, but it's about time we got it for ourselves. If your heart's all dark and you're closed off and you don't want to know about anything else, trust me, you're going to attract all the negativity. Time to start pulling back some of your own inner power. You're surrounded by your angels and good people around you. Get back to work. Believe in yourself. If you have no goals, you're going to keep attracting people back towards yourself with no ambition. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, right. I had a connection with a lady earlier on who wanted a little bit of a message from her mum. I want to put pink flowers around you, my lovely. I want to feel like a bit of warmth. I feel as though you need to go for a little bit of counselling or talking to a real medium that it's not going to be stuck up. Does that make sense to you? Spirit, when they pass over, have no reason to judge us. They are here to give us love and prove to us that they're on the other side. They can help us, but stop listening to people that are so stuck up. Okay, Nikita. Okay, my lovely. Let's have a look at this. Thank you. I just sort of like seen you there. I'm just going to choose a random card here. I've got sacrifice. I feel as though you're sacrificing too much for other people. Does that make sense to you? If you have any losses, look at it as where it is in the loss pile and start moving forwards. Stop bending your back for others that don't give you anything back and start to look at your rewards. I feel as though you're piling everything up around you. Okay, would anybody, I've dropped it, this is my baby, my crystal ball here. Would anybody like a little bit of guidance from this little honey? So it's not small, obviously, as you can see. You're not here with me, but I believe in it, and I believe once your energy connects, that is it. There's a lot in here to tell. D, yes, I can see you getting away from this. If you need the love and support, I'm here for you at any time, my lovely. Okay, but I feel as though your strength will get you there. Okay, right, Lynn, I want to get drawn to you. Can you write me up a question, please, if you don't mind? I will get to everybody else as soon as I can. Oh, okay. Everyone's saying yes, please. Just give me a bit of a question. Okay. Natasha, you're quite either spiritual yourself or you're going on a bit of a spiritual path. You're not connecting in properly. Some of your chakras are slightly blocked. Does that make sense to you? So unblock them a little bit. Just music, dancing, moving things around, positive affirmations will get the energy going. Thank you. Isn't she beautiful? Like, I trust her. You have to have a tool that you can trust. If not, it's not going to work. Okay, Tracy, and with your health, sadly for ourselves, we can only speak within limitation, and also with the court question, we can talk within limitation, but I feel as though get the right help that you need. Does that make sense to you? Anything to do with healing, go to a good registered healer, somebody that you can kind of trust, but you should be okay. Right, somebody said about a new job. Rachel, yes, when you put your CV back out there and you reattune things, you'll be getting the energy back in for yourself, my lovely. Okay, with Nikita, I feel as though you've got to decide where you'll go into, my lovely. Some things are up in here, but they're not coming from here. So you need a bit of a balance. And I feel as though 6 months before you start to move forwards. Okay, Cody, is it a new project that you're starting? It's believing in yourself. I feel as though it's got to be small to be able to brand. I'm going to go more to next June for that, Cody. So maybe it's the idea that you're expanding or growing. Somebody said about a court case, I feel go and get your right legal advice and do it from the heart. If your apology is good, then make it good. Does that make sense to you? But I'm seeing like you need a little bit of references, etc. around you. Thank you, everybody. Okay, everybody's my name with my divine masculine. Okay, if you mean your divine masculine is like a big angel or something to do with a lover, I'm not picking up that right now, Tracy, but I feel as though you've got to kind of ground yourself. Does that make sense to you? You're welcome, Rachel. No problem whatsoever. Okay, I understand where you're coming from, Natasha. Sadly for ourselves, with in-laws, etc., we have the protection of family law. If not, you have good people around you that can give you that kind of support or access the right agencies. I'm not going to say something out of turn because it's not right and it just causes negative karma also. Well done, Cody. I feel as though that'd be about next June, my love. You know, or at least the growth with it. Okay, right. Who's got a connection with the month of June and they've lost somebody over the last 6 months, 6 years? There's a 6th connection that's coming in with quite a short lady. She would have had a blue kind of rinse. I'm just feeling that she was into the spiritual stuff herself and that she talks to me about 2 girls. Can anybody take that connection? Margie, I feel as though you're over worrying, my lovely. You know, like everything gets stable when people put the right amount of help in. Casey, you're asking about your health. Okay, again with health, by law, we have to be careful. You always have to seek medical advice. If you want the relaxation, go to a holistic therapist. As long as somebody that knows what they're doing so that they can work along with the medical, it really, really is dead important. Don't over worry, Cody. You bring negative energy towards yourself. Okay, right, Wendy, I feel as though you need to sort out your CVs, my lovely. Get things up on the internet and sell yourself from a third party. Stop looking at yourself where it just stays stagnant. Okay, right. Thank you very much, Go JC. Thank you so much. I like to try and keep bubbly. I move around as much as what I can and I don't really keep still, but that's just me. I feel as though I've been gifted and you shouldn't really take abuse of it, but you know what, we live in the real world. Does that make sense to you? So it's up to us how much crap we take off of other people and when we find our own direction in life. Katie, I feel as though the help's coming along, so I don't know if it's through a mentor or just getting in with the right kind of people. We can all read a stack of books and our brain goes somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? This isn't cultish, this is real life. And it's time to start putting your teeth in, girl, taking a bite out of the apple and living. Okay, I'm trying my best to keep up with you, like your comments or questions. Where can we go to? Right, okay. Who's an Evelyn? Anybody can take that at the moment, please. The name Evelyn. DJP, when it's anything to do with soulmate or twin flame, etc., its energy is wrong. If you're going to be guarded about your lover, trust me, your lover can't come forwards. That's it, end of story, full stop. Do you know what I mean? It's okay on the internet, it's a bit dangerous, but give one of the psychics on this site a call and get your answers directly. Obviously, we're not going to tell the whole world your business, so it's important that you make a connection with a psychic and try to do it on the phone. Make that kind of connection. There's some questions that none of us can answer online. Mandy, my lovely, best thing to do, my sweetheart, is go to the doctor, see what's what, and then if anything, look at alternatives, maybe a bit of your diet and stuff. Does that make sense to you? Oh, bless you, my lovely Nikita, with your anxiety. One small part at a time. If anything, I suggest writing things down in a book and you give yourself small goals. Take yourself out, even for 10 minutes per day. Within fresh air, we let the anxiety go. Your brain's just overthinking. Maybe look into a little bit of meditation, my lovely. I feel as though that will do you the world of good. Mimi, are you kind of like, you're a nice, bubbly kind of person, but you're listening to everyone else's stuff all the time, and it feels like sometimes you just want to go, Rick, I want to get out of the display and put you there, taking a little bit more of the spotlight. It's almost like you're in somebody else's kind of like closet. You're sorting out all their dress, how their head is, how this is, how that is, and it's left you behind. And I feel as though bring yourself right to the forefront again and realize that you're important. If your friends aren't giving you that love back, move on, get a good book, watch TV, make yourself laugh, just give yourself a break. Okay. Oh, thank you. Someone calling me Selena. That's very nice of you. Okay. Paria, I just feel as though I'm not too sure where this connection comes in with a very, very short lady, but I keep feeling an energy coming in of a short lady, and that she would have had very short, tight, curly hair. So if this is a bit of love from your mother, it's there. But I feel as though you've got to stop over worrying so much. When people pass over to spirit, they become calm. I feel as though you've been dreaming, or maybe you had your hair moved slightly, and I feel as though that's your mother's way of connecting with your energy. But because you're all over the place at the minute, she can't connect. So when we're calm and we're ready, you find that spirit bring their messages through a medium or whatever. Okay. Okay. Anybody else have something to sort of like throw at me? Do you want to talk about your chakras? Do you know how life is? By the way, ladies, a lot of you struggle with your weight issues or your self-confidence. It all comes from within ourselves. You know, we have chakras that run here. So if you're always going to be working from here, which is your intuition, we gain a sense and it expands. Does that make sense to you? The energy goes round. But if we're stagnant and don't want to know, we start working from more like here, more like around the sexual energy center, and we can block things off because everything interconnects. So fear from here, works with here to there, you're blocking yourself off. Time to start thinking about what you want. It's not all about mental control. Same in any relationship, your connection has to come. We can all have mental, physical, spiritual, sexual connections. Some of it's illusion, some's a life, some's a lesson, some's a lover. Okay, Georgia, with you with your chakras, I feel as though you need the color blue around you. Maybe look for like a lapis lazuli or a blue stone, or wearing like blue kind of like underwear. It's not creepy, it's not stupid. If you've got something like red, it goes with feng shui, it goes with your passion. If you've got something like blue that you can put on, or a scarf or a jumper even, it goes with your voice, but it's also a very good healing chakra. Okay, Antoine, I'm sorry, we can't talk about finances. I'm really sorry. If you put the energy in, you will get something positive out. I do feel as though there's a connection with you with the internet. So if you're smart enough, you'll get a good job that's connected around the internet to bring that financial return. Okay. Okay, right. The grounding stone, which is best, always find that your stone will find you, so to speak. So whenever you go into a shop, just use your palm of your hand and see what you're drawn to. Your belly, your solar plexus will be drawn to that. But like an orangey brown or like a grey black colour will be a nice stone for you. But around your neck, I'd suggest like a nice turquoise. That's the crystal that I'm feeling for you. Okay, Nikita, I do feel as though you're having some sort of an experience, but also when you're ready, I feel as though spirit are trying to bring you some sort of message towards yourself, something that you need for you. Whether and I feel as though there needs to be a little bit of closure around somebody's passing, my lovely. Okay, Therese, I'd say just smudging things first. Rose quartz is always a brilliant stone to absorb anything that's negative. And then also for our own actions, being grateful for ourselves, grateful for our craft, grateful for our own protection, putting your aura in a pink bubble, putting your home in a bubble, and putting, you know, like it's all about energy. If your energy is always wide and open, and you're open to everybody, you're attracting everything. If you put yourself in a bit of an invisible bubble, just think of a beautiful color that you can connect with, you'll find that your aura is protected. Same Shakara, etc. Does that make sense to you? It's the energy that you're putting in. Sadly, none of us can prevent any kind of accidents in life. It's part of what we're here for on the earth plane, but we can kind of prevent things. So don't get caught up in anyone's la, or nowadays everyone's getting into this new age stuff. They really haven't learned what they're doing and they're selling anybody anything. So go with your gut feeling and go with the genuine. Oh, God bless you, Claire, my lovely. I'm so sorry for your loss. I feel as though, yes, you are tired and that you do need to give yourself a break. Does that make sense to you? I'm sorry that you've lost 2 babies. That's a very stagnant thing to go through. But also you have this beautiful child around you of 2.5 years old. Take a little bit of time off. Get on with what you're doing. If you've got good friends and family or employees around you, let them take some of the strain away. Focus back on your body and your baby. Take your love. I'm just going to send you tons and tons of love. Spiritually, give yourself some time, my lovely. I feel as though in time, if your family should expand, it will do. But you've also had your babies that have had an angelic experience. I'm sorry you've been through so much crap, but I feel as though you'll be all right. I feel as though there's a support group or something of support coming around you, but give yourself some time off. Oh, hi, Judith. I feel as though you're on the go all the time, my lovely. I feel as though it's time to slow down and look after your feet. I'm really drawn to it. I did want to speak to, okay, bless you, Nicholas. I'm sorry about your mother-in-law passing. I don't know if you can play back the video, but I have picked up on something and no one could take a name or her energy, but I'll see what I can get at the minute. At the moment, I've used a crystal ball. Now I have a lipstick. Ladies or guys, with a lipstick, put it on, and maybe next time just giving yourself a bit of a print, placing it on something. I can read your lips, same as your feet. So it's something that's interesting. Maybe I'm going to be looking at it. Maybe we can find a way of connecting in, getting something in what we can use, either an image, a picture, or something. So I can just tell you a little bit about your life, if that makes sense. You're welcome, Claire. Antoine, I think we've commented about the finances. Right, Therese, I work very kind of like deeply, if that makes any kind of sense to you. And I feel as though you've got to stop worrying, because worry attracts worry. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, thank you very much for the comments, everybody, so far. Are we all right? Okay, anything to do with noise, sound, music raises vibrational energy, and that brings up protection for any of us. If we just say these words, I love myself, I'm going to have a good day, we find that our vibrational energy from here picks up. Who's going to want to be around somebody that's 24 hours moaning and miserable, or compare themselves against other people? Nobody. You can spend £1 million on your body, but it's what's inside here that counts, and how your vibe connects with another person. Thank you very much, Joe. Okay, Claire, I'm seeing how we go. I've got a lot of energy that comes around your back, so I feel as though you're quite spiritual yourself, or maybe you're opening up. Okay, bless you, my lovely. But Natasha, now you have moved on. Does that make sense to you? You're moving on. And he's got through that situation. Focus on what you have and try to build up. Does that make sense to you? It's a life lesson that obviously your soul's gone through. And if you're both compatible, you'll get over that part. Forgiveness is really key. Forgiveness situation, even if you can't forgive the people, why are you letting that energy hold you back? It stops you from having a good day. Does that make sense? It makes everything blurry. Just a simple piece of paper with the words forgiveness on it counts for a lot. It's that simple. It's a trap. When someone causes us pain, we stay trapped in, we don't get anywhere. Does that make sense to you? And people go, oh, I'll go and spend £1 million with them, it's going to take away all this energy. Not necessarily. The main point is that you focus on yourself, you get yourself sorted out, and that you start forgiving the situation is the only way to start moving forwards. If you haven't got a plan in the head, it can never materialize. We can all think or give ourselves an end goal, but if you break your dates for the end goal to materialize, you'll find nothing ever gets fixed. Colour purple, Kelly, probably because it's spiritual, goes with this, it's about royalty, it's about your higher self. And I feel as though you're what I will call like an indigo kind of child. So if you look into that, I feel as that's where I want to go, to the color purple for yourself, my lovely. Okay, who are we looking at where? Oh, I want to go down. Thank you very much, Natasha. Mariam, yeah, I do actually. I feel as though you and your partner want to move forward, but sometimes you feel a bit stuck. Are you comparing yourself against other people, my lovely? Stop doing it. What's the point? What chakra, Stacey? Until I see you, I wouldn't know. But the way that I'm drawn, I want to go up to like here. So maybe a few breathing techniques. I want to go across your shoulders. So I feel as though for this, maybe some green and yellow, practicing breathing techniques. And the food also that you eat in affects our energy center. Does that make sense to you? So keeping your minerals and vitamins and everything else into a kind of balance. No one's stopping you from eating a bowl of chips, but get things back into balance. And I feel as though you might be around a lot of electrical energy. We can all get really naughty and be on that mobile phone. I am one of the worst for it, but there has to be distance. So for myself, I have another baby, Himalayan salt lamp. I will swear by. It takes in the negativity, it absorbs negativity, it helps people with their breathing, and it helps clear any of the energy that's around. Does that make sense to you? So it's a brilliant catalyst. Even people that suffer from lung disorders, it's just a great crystal to kind of work with in its own kind of way. Sorry, crystals can go near the Himalayan salt lamp just to get cleansed. You don't have to do anything too big and too ritual, and any crystal should be as real as what you're drawn to. You don't have to go and spend thousands of pounds on things. Same with the Himalayan salt lamp. As long as they're safe to use and they've got quite good credit, they will keep going for as long as you have them on. Okay, Brooke, yes, join either a good group, get on with some people, do a little bit of your research. Don't let anyone put you into one corner. I find that anyone on their own spiritual path, you have a right to do what you want to do, and it's one body. Does that make sense to you? We all have different views, but try and make sure that you stay grounded. It's too easy to get pulled into anyone else's stuff. Stay grounded, do a little bit of research, think about spiritually where you want to be. Does that make sense to you? And then I feel as though some sort of group comes around you. I don't know if you're drawn to cards of some sort. Remember, you can read a playing card, you can read somebody's toes even, but it's stepping back and not being too intrusive into somebody's aura, sorry. Right, Nikki, I will come back to you without being biased. I'm just going to try and look through some comments that are down here, if that makes sense to you. Anybody, am I making any sense to anybody? I feel as though I'm on a little bit of a delay. I do appreciate all of your time so far. Thank you very much. It's really lots of love. Oh, Brooke, interesting. I feel as though I want to give you the Psy cards for you. You know, like tarot to myself, not being boring is tarot is what it is, but I feel as though I want to put like something like Psy cards, or maybe something similar to what I use with the psychic tarot. So obviously they're all different. Everyone's get drawn to different things, but I feel sometimes the tarot is a little bit hard for you because you're using a lot of your third eye and a lot of your clairvoyance is coming through, my lovely. Okay, I missed somebody and I didn't mean to upset you, Shayotia. Can I have a reading, please? You can ask me a question, my lovely. I can do my very best. Okay, Cynthia, are you also quite athletic yourself? I feel as though you'll be all right, my lovely. Sometimes it's taking a bit of a deep breath, go in with that belief. I feel as though, yes, I'm going to put yellow around you and also citron, so I feel as though you'll be successful within your work. There's a lot of fitness ideas around you. I don't know where I'm going to with that. I'm trying to look at your comments, everybody. I'm not being rude. Okay, Trees, love card reading for further, please. Trees, I've answered a few questions. If you want me to, you're more than welcome to call myself or call the line at any time, or one of the other brilliant psychics that works with Psychic Truth. So I am not exhausted, I am just myself, but I'm really, really intrigued here. I've got a Rog or a Roger name. Is there somebody sitting out there that might be just sitting and watching me? I feel as though this gentleman maybe has a little bit of a beard, and he gets a lot of feelings through intuitively, or he's been missing out on sleep. If this is someone who's sitting here right now, or Roger, you're out there, I just feel as though things will calm down, my lovely, in time. Does that make sense? Your brain's overthinking a little bit too much. It's time to start thinking about yourself. But I will say, keep an eye on the tummy. So I don't know if you've been getting stomach aches or upset tummy, or maybe eating something that's a bit out of order for you. Oh, thank you so much, Joe. Thank you, everybody. I really am trying to keep up with any of your comments, if that makes sense, because it's just something different, isn't it? Okay, today's Friday and it's all about love. Venus, goddess of love. How do you get your lover to contact you? If you're sitting there dead boring, how's anyone ever meant to connect him with your energy? So to begin with, it's about self-love. That's really, really key. We can go with astrology, how the energy is, who we see as being our ideal suitor. But if your vibe's wrong, who's going to want to know about you? We all have a kind of vice in life, and it's really important to take that on board. If you haven't got a friendship there and it's just a sexual connection, do understand that some of you will step in and step out of either a full-time relationship or a part-time one, but you've got to be able to make that connection. That is really, really key. Jayota, when around work, maybe job number 2 coming up, my lovely. So I feel as though you need to do a little bit more. I don't know if you've been doing something like an apprenticeship or not really believing in yourself. There's something else that you're skilled at that you're not bringing in. And I don't know if I want to use my hands and be a bit creative. So that could be anything from hair to be working around other people. Just weigh things up a little bit. Sometimes you're giving away too much. Does that make sense to you? I shouldn't really talk about finances, but without it, we don't get anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen also, some of you can get a bit duped in with people that say they can do all these big magical things and they ask you to transfer big money. Don't ever do that. Try and stay in with something that's solid. It's got its law that we have to stay within boundaries and we're not wasting our time and our energy. If someone wants to be bad-minded, let them be. Focus back on yourself. Fear feeds fear and it grows negatively. Does that make sense to you? You have to be very guarded and real and true and deep to yourself. But some of you are being silly and going out there and spending your money on things that don't even attract your lover. So be sensible. Quartz is a good crystal, yes. For luck and stability, anything that you buy, Joe, will always bring you something. We can pick up a stone from the front garden or on the beach, and that can be our connection. It's something that's sort of solid. I can talk about that another time. But for yourself, anything to do with like a little bit of luck and stability, look at the grounding crystals and maybe look at a citrine. Oh, Tracy Monroe, hello, my lovely. I'm drawn to your profile. I don't know why. Not your profile, your name. And I can just about see, my lovely. I don't know if you're on the left or the right. Okay, I've got a lot of love that comes around you. Are you a medium? Because it'd be really interesting to hear a little bit of feedback on that. I feel as though you like a kind of rebel, a little bit like a rainbow indigo kind of mix, but you've got a purpose on this earth plane. And I feel as though expansion needs to come around you, my lovely. You're welcome, Joe. 5G frequencies. Sometimes I'd say for yourself, it's how you're looking at things, Olivia, and maybe a bit of smudging, incense, playing music, and also visualizing like your protection around your own home. Does that make sense? Anything else where we overanalyze, our brain will attract it back because it goes with law of attraction. So high frequency sounds that you can be compatible with, fair play, but don't overlook into anything because that really does your head in. Does that make sense to you? Okay, how are you doing so far? How can I, okay. You're very welcome, Joe. Anybody else that I may be able to help in some way? Oh, okay, so who had a little bit of a sad or upset face just now? It'd be really interesting to get to see you or what message you may have. And I'm sorry if I can't reply right now, here and now, or I'm not making any sense to all of you. It's not what I'm about. If I ask that you uncross your arms and legs for me, like I said, I don't want to take anyone at any whirlwinds where they don't need to be going. Okay, right. with the side of hidden, sometimes not everybody wants to open up on what's going on around you, but I do feel as though there's something else in the background. Does that make sense to you? But sometimes we're not meant to see what everyone else is talking about. No, I feel as though sometimes you overlook for negativity. There's one or two people around you who are a little bit grounded and negative, maybe into their self a little bit too much. So kind of like move on, or just keep yourself in your own kind of bubble, and it's about loving yourself, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so how's this going for everybody? Has anyone got any little bit of a feedback for me? Is there something that's making sense to you? Is there something else I could be doing? Is there anything that I may be able to answer and I haven't answered it already? Okay, Annie, have you got a question for me, my love? I can see your thing here. Okay. Annie, I don't know if you're able to read. Okay. Oh, okay, Annie, I feel as though that with your dad, you either need to see a clairvoyant medium face to face, or maybe try and connect with a decent one on the phone. If they can't connect with you within the first 3 minutes, try another psychic. I feel as though your dad's got a message, but it's on a personal level. Alice, and your determination will make you there. Mariam, you're welcome, my lovely. You've got new shoes coming your way, my lovely. Have you just ordered them, Mariam? Have you just ordered some form of sandals? Thank you very much, Joe. Really, really love it. Nikita, I'm really getting intrigued with your angel visits. I feel as though your guides are ready to sort of step in, but your angels are also. Have you been doing something in your home? Maybe the form of meditation or trying to connect in with your angels. I feel as though a few sessions of meditation will allow you to connect in with your angels and get those messages. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate Mariam. Okay, it's not me being rude. I'm trying to just keep up with the questions that are like up on the screen. Okay, so is somebody going through a little bit of a phase where you're not eating correctly, or you're having a lot of stomach trouble? I'm feeling less connected to a lady who suffers from a lot of anxiety. Get your help if you need to, my lovely. Spiritually, I'm here for everybody. So if you want me to put you down on my healing list, I will. But stop sabotaging yourself. Anything to do with weight loss has to come off steadily on its own, and you get the right kind of support. Just be steady with what you're doing. Okay. Therese, I feel as though there needs to be bereavement counselling. Does that make sense to you? And we will all struggle with carrying guilt for the first year of any bereavement, but anything to do with children, it doesn't matter what age they are, it's the both of you that have experienced it, and it's important that you both get the love and sort of support. There are some good mediums that work in churches where the doors will be open, or there's some that will be on the phone or even through the internet. There are some nice people out there also that are trained for bereavement counselling so that we can learn how to move forward. But I've got the idea of the sadness. You don't have to forget him. I feel as though there should be a book or a memory box or something so that you start to do the healing for him. Okay. Oh. Okay, Shelley. Okay, Shelley. I feel as though you're quite upbeat at times, although I want to put like something's been weighing you down. So I don't know if you've been a little bit poorly lately, or you need to change a little bit of your direction. Sometimes I feel as though you're a little bit exhausted. Thank you very much, Brooke. Okay. Okay, Nikita. Babies are naturally spiritual anyway. They'll see things, they'll laugh above our head, they can see our aura, they can see the angels. Does that make sense to you? And if you just allow your child just to be themselves, only good things happen. We're all born with a guardian angel. We all have guides. But I just feel as though there needs to be a bit of grounding around your house. I am shown water, so I don't know if you've got a water feature there, or maybe you've got the baby's cot somewhere near to a bathroom. I'm feeling, look at the feng shui, my love, okay? Hi, Angela. Okay. I feel as though I want to put you rowing, but not literally. But I want to feel as though the oars are there and that you're kind of like getting somewhere, but you've got to get off the water and get onto land, so to speak. So I don't know if you've got like a Pisces kind of energy, although around you, or there's a connection again with water. But I feel as though you're rowing, but get now onto the shore. Financially, Annie, unfortunately, again, if you work, we can get our finances back. And I feel as though it's time that you cut up one of those cards, if you've got credit cards or overspending, get things into reason and your things will improve for you. Does that make sense? Wouldn't we all love to win the lottery? I'm the first one thinking, okay, I've just given in my £2 here and you don't really get anything back, but it's gone to charity. So work hard and you get your good returns back. All right, my love? Just curb some of your spending, Annie. Sorry to sound so rude. This is why I don't like doing too much in front of other people. Anybody else? Any questions for me? Am I making any sense to anybody? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I don't like doing random things on purpose that's going to upset anybody else. Right, I've got my cards in my hands and let's just do a random card pull. Everyone up for it? You're welcome, Angela. Da, 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 da. Let's see what's going on. So we can, okay, partnerships and alliances. The energy has started to move around September. Anyone into astrology will be able to bring you these days between 14th and 16th, but we've also got that Venus retrograde coming in. So if you're in a partnership, please do respect the universe. If you're going to be miserable and naggy, you're going to attract that naggy, miserable energy around you. Don't be too surprised to hear news from the past. That could be work related, or it could be an ex wanting to come back, resolve something, or give you an apology. So for some of us, there's big changes coming around for the month of September. So you've got your partnerships and alliances. That could be around work, friends, family. Without a solid base, you've got nothing to stand on your feet with. So relationships could put out the door. Remember, with this Venus retrograde stuff going on, it's about finding yourself also, but realizing the clashes. So the past may want to come back, or you can be tempted to think about the past. If you're in a new relationship, don't be over surprised if that new lover in your life says, can we have a talk? It's time to step back, not feel deflated. You've still got yourselves. You're one body, you're one channel. It's up to us on how much we keep. Oh, thank you, Mariam. Yes, I do believe that you do deserve a new pair of shoes. I'm seeing sandals, for whatever reason that is, like some slingbacks, but I've got a bit of a shoe fetish myself. So so far, everybody, I can't see any more questions. Have I done for you all? Hi, Paula. Paula, is there a Luke around you? I've got an L connection. Thank you, Catrice. Really, really, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. I'm really useless sometimes like that. So not too bad so far. Again, something to do with love, people. If you want a lover, put your energy in. If you're not loving yourself and you're feeling yourself a little bit crappy and you're measuring yourself against all these people that are up on the internet, they're on the internet. When you meet people face to face, you have to be able to hold a conversation. You have to be able to have different views, different ideas. If not, your relationship's not going anywhere. Okay, Leah, I don't feel as though it's just yet. I don't feel as though you're quite ready. Does that make sense to you? Right, someone said something about solo, but open to relationship. Okay. I'm very happy solo. Right, Shelley, make up your mind, girl. I feel as though it's time to say, I wouldn't mind being dated, even if it's once a month. If you're happy being solo, you're going to attract all the solo people back around you. If you want something that's a bit more solid, or somebody that you can spend time with, or without being rude, I hope everyone here is over 18, it's that kind of sexual connection. Does that make sense to you? Some people want a full-time relationship like that, but just think about what you're attracting. Eileen, yes, your ancestors are happy, my lovely. I've got a lot to do with drumming or the sounds, or I'm not on lower frequencies, but the idea of the vibrations coming up. So I don't know if you've been doing some groundwork, some clearing. I feel as though that energy is kind of changing. Anna, I feel as though you're nervous about something. I feel as though you have to reread things and look into things correctly. Does that make sense to you? So maybe you've got paperwork to be going in with. Look at things again. Thank you very much. We go through the worst with anything to do with connected with twin flames. And like, as I've said before, you work through your own issues in your own time. But if we keep going back to the past, there's no use in trying to stay in that relationship if it's not going to work for you. As hard as what it is, twin flames can be there for each other and cross paths, not have children together and come back after 20, 30 years. I have physically had connections with people that have waited for more than 20 years for their twin flame to come back. So not everything's easy. But I do feel as though, my lovely, you need a little bit of help with the healing, with the closure of it. And then that way you can start rebuilding your trusts. It's difficult, isn't it? I'm on the right walking. Yes, Nikki, because I feel as though you have to do this for your own self. I feel as though you've been hesitant or hesitated or planned on doing this 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 months ago. But Nikki, yes, my lovely, I believe that you're doing the right thing because you're doing it for yourself. Does that make sense to you? I hope everyone's happy out there. So far, so good. Once a month is perfect, isn't it? You know, like that dinner, dance, whatever. But if you put it down on your list of things that I want, I feel as though it may manifest. Right, I always talk to people about law of attraction. Any time that we are using any word, we are attracting energy to us, just the same as I'm doing right now. We're talking. So within a relationship, it's that simple. Think about what you want from a relationship, but also do realize that you're going to affect somebody else's life. So if you're really down and miserable, you can't expect them to be around you full time. If you want a part-time lover or one where you've got one with benefits, that's up to yourself, as long as you keep yourself safe. And remember that when you're drawn into that kind of zone, it's about feelings, and it's 2 people, not just one. Some people ideally meet their life partner and instantly think, yeah, that's for me, you know, like we're set, and then they become miserable. And there's nothing worse. So think about also what you're wanting to attract. So anything to do with relationships and what you may want, think about it. So if it's somebody's going to be athletic, outgoing, somebody who has a sense of humor, etc., write it down, get your vision board going, and at least that way you're giving somebody else a turn to come. Remember, we will probably meet 2 to 3 people that are wrong for us before meeting a right. But just keep yourself safe in which way you're doing. You never have to oversell yourself. Trust the universe, it brings to you what you need. In time, Anna, yes, when you put it to the universe, it feels like sometimes you just compromise. Oh, Christina, I feel as though Ivan's been busy. Has he been working, or is there a connection around him, around his work? I can't put promises on that because we all have free will, but I feel as though he will try. I feel as though there's quite a distance with the 2 of you, so I don't know if you communicate a lot on. Okay, Christy, bless you, my lovely. Okay. Were your mum and your son did they pass quite close together, or was there a connection to do with maybe 3 months to do with an anniversary date? That's what I'm kind of feeling. Maybe they passed with, if someone passed in the month of June, the other one would have gone in the month of August. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but okay, that's what I'm feeling. Love, my lovely, love. Have you been going to the cemetery? Have you started up with a memorial garden? Because that's what I'm being shown by spirit, a connection with a memorial garden for the ladies just about asked about her mum and her little boy. Paula, I'm going to see what else I get through. We'll try and get back to you. All right, thank you, Christina. Did I make any sense to the lady who asked about her mum and the son? I've just got a connection that wants to go like within 3. So I don't know if it was 3 months, 3 years, but there's a connection with 3. And I feel like a memory garden. I feel as though there's a memory being revisited, or the idea of a memory garden. Any more questions, anybody? I hope I've made some sort of sense to you there. Shelley, I don't really blame you. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. You know, if you've got your career to focus on and whatever else, you do whatever. Does that make sense? If you have somebody to have the fun with and a little bit of you time, good for you, my lovely, but you'll get what you need in your own time. For now, be happy with whatever you're doing. Oh, God bless your heart, my lovely. So there is a 3 connection without being rude. Month of March to me will bring the indication of the 3. I'm so sorry for your love, my lovely. Does that make sense to you? Christy, I'm very sorry for your loss. Has this been quite recent? I do feel, obviously, on a medical level, talk to them, but I do feel as though your family will expand. But I've just got, I don't know if somebody's got a tattoo or had like a bracelet, but I've got like small wings that seem to be around this wrist area. So there's still a lot of love with you. Now the baby passing, but I feel in time. I'm so sorry for your loss, my lovely. Christina, I'm not really allowed to talk about things like, maybe they, not quite yet, Christina. I don't feel as though the time's ready for you and Ivan just yet for a family. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit in front of you and lie to you. It's just not what I'm about. Oh. There's peace around somebody who's just asked if my mum is happy. There is the sense of peace. I feel as though, I don't know if there's 3 people around this lady, if she had a son and a daughter, the idea that 3 of you were around at the time of her passing, but I feel as though she is at peace. I'm being shown old-fashioned kind of basket weave. Can anybody here who's trying to connect in with spirit take on board the idea of like a basket? So I don't know if when this person passed they had like a basket, or if there's wicker furniture or basket, something there. Anything to do with bereavement, people, please, you know, it's love. We've got to go through the pain. It's sad. I understand. And as a psychic medium, I experience loss, sickness, death from a very young age, and it kind of scared me. And I went through an experience where my friend lost her baby to crop death. And there could be nothing worse than a child passing, but there's also the idea, even years on, when we still be able to cry over it all, that they are in a higher spectrum, they're in a higher space, and that's really, really important. Thank you, Christina. Okay. Christina, have you got somebody that's been like talking behind your back a little bit? Time to start facing the front. And if people want to be negative, like walk away from them a little bit, my lovely. You don't really need to be around their energy. Okay, right. Nikki, I can understand where you're coming from and I understand what you mean, but I think one of the best things to do is respect the fact if you can't talk to your husband about it, take a call privately. Does that make sense to you? Even if it's as a psychic and a medium, we see consequences and experience many different things. And the last thing you want to do is make trouble in somebody else's house or put somebody else in danger. So obviously it's not appropriate to be answered online. Thank you very much, Tracy. Hi, Belinda. Thank you, Joe. Mwah. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Okay, so someone's sitting there really shy and not knowing what to say, and I think one of the big mouths is me. So let's get going. Okay, around your solar plexus area, your belly, my lovelies. Some women will put on weight, and men also, around this part of your belly. That's natural. Waist trainers, etc., can restrict us. So if you're wanting to work around your solar plexus, it's about eating, it's about stop taking so much junk food in, maybe a little bit of meditation, a bit of exercise, but do realize as well, what we do, we suppress ourselves. Does that make sense to you? So sometimes we're not thinking, we're doing, and we want. So with this energy center, this keeps us going all of the time. We need it. It's our intuition. It's about what we're about, and it's taken some kind of notice. But if you're always negative, we start to block our energy here up, and we stop allowing people in, and then we're blocking our own means of moving forwards. Does that make sense to you? So it's really important. Anything to do with food, if you have something like lemon, it helps clear out your bladder, pushes away fat and stuff, but no overstrain with it. I do feel sometimes that a lot of us carry stuff here, and then we get blocked, and then we're wondering why we're not moving forward. So it's really, really important that we pull our backs up, so to speak, and take a little bit of notice of our intuition. Raylene, maybe in time. I feel as though it was a bit of a earth angel connection. Yes, my lovely Mariam, you are, as long as you're always following it for your higher self. Does that make sense to you? Thank you, Christy. Sorry, who said her, Kendra? I'm a bit lost with what you said there, so I can't see your comment at the moment. Okay, so how do you kind of keep your vibration going with your lover? How do you work with your sacral chakra, which is your sexual energy center? I hear some rubbish. The universe draws people to us that we're going to get that connection with. Some of us have a natural, mental, physical, sexual connection. We can always go with our intuition, but if you've got a power color that you're into, wear it. Red brings in happiness, a little bit of passion. You don't have to be showing off your underwear to everybody, but for the sacral chakra, I'm just going to look at the right color for you ladies and gentlemen also, because obviously for those who do connect with me on the phones, you'll know that I talk a lot about it, but I swear by it. And if you get the right coloured underwear, you're bound to attract the right kind of people towards yourself. It's a power thing, same as socks. So this is the colour for the sacral chakra. Does that make sense to you? So when I say to people, go out there and find something that looks like an orangey brown kind of colour, it does work. You don't have to have them on show, but it just works with your sexual energy centre and can help kind of attract things to you. But if you're boring in all ways, like I don't need to do this and I don't need to do that, you can't expect us as psychics to fix everything for you. All we can do is give you a little bit of guidance all round. Thank you very much, Christina. Bless your heart, my lovely. Thank you very much, Miriam. Really appreciate it. So have I made a little bit of sense? Does that make sense to you? If you wear a pair of yellow socks, yellow is also good for meetings, etc. Does that make sense to you? And try not over bind yourself towards other people. Tracy Monroe, waiting for 9 years for your DM, bless you. Oh, bless you. Okay. If a mother's skeptic, then a mother's skeptic. The thing is that you look and you allow children to grow on their own way already. It's really important that we don't intrude even on our own children's paths. They have free will. It's introducing the right things, being safe within it. Nowadays, people are getting a bit more into the new age. They don't mind crystals, they don't mind certain sort of symbols, and children naturally are here for it. We've gone through a lot of the turbulence. So anything to do with skepticism, keep it within reason. You don't need to be crazy. Just take notice of what the children are doing, or the idea that you've got colour around them. Thank you very much, Spiritually Benz. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Bless you. Don't spend too much of a fortune. You can always go to something, you know, like the big higher chain ones when they've got a big sale, if that makes sense to you. But it does work. From the feedback that I've got back from other ladies, it does work. I spoke to a lovely lady medium once who said to me about it, and obviously I read for other mediums, so sometimes it can be a bit difficult, but I've never lost that, and trust me, it does work. You don't have to have all your bits and shape, but it's where you're coming from the inside, if that makes sense. Thank you very much for your time today. I hope I've made a little bit of sense, and I am quite physical. I do move around, so I do apologise, and I just hope that you connect maybe with myself or somebody else on your journey, and that you all have an amazing, beautiful day. And what's really, really key, it doesn't matter how everyone else is feeling out there, is self-love. Send off a thank you for the guy that drives the buses, the water that comes out of your tap, you know, just be a bit grateful for things in life, and thank you all so much.